Welcome to this new Flight Simulator update movie. In this movie we're gonna fly above Seattle, which received a photogrammetry update as part of World Update number 10, which has been released earlier today. So we just departed from one of the airports which was close by Seattle, right? If we would say turn back, we can see it. There it is. We made a nice right turn, and now we're in the direction of Seattle. So the first thing we will see is of course the harbor, right? So the harbor is over here. You can see the harbor contains some additional details, some nice containers, and there's a nice ship over there. And the ship is, I would say, moving positions, because I did fly already a few times here and I saw it moving around. Well, not actually moving around, but on different spots. If we look over here, we can see both the baseball stadium and the soccer stadium, right? So from the Seattle Seahawks and I think it's the Sounders, if I'm correct. And then we enter the city center, right? And that's where you can definitely see that it received a photogrammetry update, right? You can see all the buildings are looking, I would say, nicer than they looked previously. At least that's my opinion. There are still some point of interest, but I do think that most of them were already there. You can see that they spent some, I would say, most time on the city center to update the content. If you would look at the edges, right, of Seattle, you don't see that much difference, to be honest. So here are some other points of interest, right, including Chihuly Garden and Glass, and of course the Space Needle. Below us. Then we enter the harbor area again, so we're gonna make it I would say turn around, and then we'll have a close look. But watch out, because there's a, let's say, a pretty high say antenna or something over here, so watch out that you don't fly against it. So here we have Lake Union, right, on the right side, which is close to the city. On the altitude, of course. Blue parkland over there, and a lot of lakes over here. Here we are again. So let's have a look at the other part, right? So say this is really the city center itself, right? So you can see that say looks really nice. At least, again, that's my opinion, right? If you think differently about it, feel free to share it in the comment box below. You can see all the nice buildings. A lot of high buildings, right, in the city center, including some Congress Center, which is also, I think, somewhere here. That we don't hit the large buildings, of course. So if you looked, for example, at other cities like Washington, or if you would fly pretty close to the other point of interest, then you will probably see that they are handcrafted, right? And you can clearly see the difference between handcrafted buildings and these, I would say, photogrammetry updates. For example, if you look at this stadium, right, it looks really nice. It almost looks like it's handcrafted, as well as the baseball stadium. And if we look at the other buildings being surrounded, right, that's clearly different content. It's hard to say if it is photogrammetry content. But it still looks very nice. So making a turn right over the other city, over the other parts of the city. So here we go. And I do think that this part of the city didn't receive that much attention, to be honest. If you look at it, it looks nice, right? It doesn't look bad. But I doubt if it's photogrammetry content. Maybe some parts are, but moving traffic below us. And then of course we can see the city center. That's and that definitely improved. So again, Seattle didn't receive any, let's say, point of interest or any additional point of interest, that's the right wording, but it received photogrammetry content which you can clearly see. So a lot of good things over here. Keep in mind that if you use the rolling cache mode, you need to clear the rolling cache prior to flying here if you fly here on a pretty regular basis, because else there's a small chance that it will use that cached version, and then you don't see those nice additions or nice updated scenery as you can see as we speak. So here ends this video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. If you've got questions or comments, then feel free to put them in the comment box below. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then make sure that you're subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.